What do you do when you're faced with adversity and things don't go as planned? How do you overcome adversity? We're going to take a look at a story from the book of Judges for a Bible lesson on overcoming adversity. Hey there, I'm Dr. Mario Escobedo. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I share biblical insights to equip you for personal growth and leadership development. It's all about your growth. Let me tell you something. It is good to grow, and there's no limit to how much you can grow because you were designed for unlimited growth. So get ready to grow. Judges chapters 10 through 12 tell the story of a leader named Jephthah. Jephthah led the people of Israel to victory in a war against the Ammonites, one of Israel's enemies at the time. Before going to war, Jephthah reached out to some allies for help, but they didn't help. After Jephthah won the war, these same allies, the ones who hadn't helped Jephthah, criticized and complained to Jephthah for not involving them in the war. Well, Jephthah was not going to let their criticisms slide. In Judges chapter 12, verse 2, he told his critics, "I and my people were engaged in a great struggle with the Ammonites, and although I called, you didn't save me out of their hands." What Jephthah said in Judges 12:3 intrigues me because there's incredible insight for us on how to overcome adversity. First, Jephthah said, "When I saw that you wouldn't help, I took my life in my hands." What do I see happening here? Well, Jephthah could have complained and felt sorry for himself because his allies had refused to help him during this time of adversity. But of course, that wouldn't have done any good for him or for his people. Instead, by declaring, "I took my life in my hands," Jephthah demonstrated that he had made a decision. He decided to take responsibility for overcoming his adversity. He decided that nobody owed him anything. He decided that he was responsible for overcoming his adversity. And making that decision was his first step toward overcoming his adversity, his first step toward victory. One of the things we learn from Jephthah is that things don't always go the way we'd like for them to go. That's adversity. But here's the key. How you respond to what happens to you is way more important than what actually happens to you. When you face adversity, don't complain or throw yourself a pity party. In Jephthah's words, take your life into your hands and realize that nobody owes you anything. When facing adversity, make a decision to take responsibility for yourself. When you make that decision, you've taken your first step toward victory and reaching new levels of personal growth and leadership development. You're on your way to overcoming adversity. So, Jephthah decided to overcome adversity when he said, "I took my life in my hands." But we see the next step to overcoming adversity when Jephthah said, "I crossed over to fight the Ammonites." Here's what's important about this part of Jephthah's statement. Jephthah took action. He didn't stay at the decision phase. He took action and went out to confront his enemy. Now think about that. If he had made the decision but not taken action, he would have never overcome the adversity. Taking action was absolutely necessary for him to overcome his adversity. It's no different for you and me. It's great that you make a decision to take responsibility for yourself to overcome your adversity. But you have to advance beyond the decision phase to the take action phase. Otherwise, you won't overcome adversity. You won't grow and develop. You won't have victory. So don't just decide to overcome adversity. Take action to overcome adversity. Not too long ago, I was talking to a young man who wanted to start a YouTube channel, but he kept putting it off and putting it off. I asked him what his hesitation was. He told me that he was afraid that if he posted videos, nobody would watch them. I told him, "Well, you're right. If you post videos, there's a possibility that nobody will watch them. But if you don't post videos, there's a guarantee that nobody will watch them." You see, a lot of times the only thing keeping us from overcoming adversity is our own lack of action. So make a decision and follow that decision with action. Start that exercise program, read that book, enroll in that class, apply for that new position. Just take action. Because without action, you'll never overcome adversity. All right, so here's what Jephthah has said so far. When I saw that you wouldn't help, I took life in my hands and crossed over to fight the Ammonites. Now, look at the last part of his statement. And the Lord gave me the victory over them. Jephthah recognized that ultimately it was the Lord who had helped him overcome adversity. The Lord gave him the victory over the enemy. But I want you to notice the sequence here. Jephthah made a decision. Then he took action. Then the Lord gave him the victory. The Lord gave Jephthah the victory after Jephthah made his decision and after Jephthah took action. It's safe to conclude that if Jephthah had not made his decision and had not taken action, the Lord would not have given him the victory over his adversity. And again, the same principles and sequence apply to us today. The Lord will give you victory over your adversity, but you have to make a decision and you have to take action first. Too many people want God to do something miraculous before they take any kind of action, but many times, overcoming adversity lies on the other side of your decision and on the other side of your action. You need to make the first move, then trust God to take it from there. Let me put it to you this way. When you step up, God shows up. Now, I want you to think of an area of your life where you're currently facing adversity. What can you do to demonstrate that you've decided to take responsibility for overcoming that adversity? Give that some thought. But don't stop there. Once you've made a decision to take responsibility for overcoming your adversity, then ask yourself, what's the next action I need to take to overcome this adversity? Once you've identified your next action, take action. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about the 20 steps you'll have to take after that first step. Just take action on that first step. And finally, trust that once you've taken action, God will guide you to victory. Remember, when you step up, God shows up. Make a decision, take action, trust God, and you will overcome adversity. Now, for another video that will encourage and challenge you to grow, click here. Thank you for your time, for your attention, and most of all, for your trust. Remember, it is good to grow, and there's no limit to how much you can grow because you were designed for unlimited growth. God bless.